What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Ignorant Intellect. We kind of already got into it. It's your boy Willie G. We got G Coop, E Ferg, Ron Foster, DB, the General. We got a pretty good episode, I think, for y'all. We got the California recall results. We want to get into that a little bit.
Send them packing.
I know a whole bunch of my homies is obviously from California, so they got some thoughts on that. We got some simp talk, and it's not what you think. We really want to discuss and dive into how much would you do for a woman, right? So we're going to talk about that for a little
Captain bit. Save a hoe ass niggas.
We want to talk about alpha male, space sex, Fat Joe, a couple other things. But to start it off, for those of you that follow me on Instagram, if you don't, go ahead, check me out at It's Hella Easy. On the Instagram, I put up a couple polls today, and one of the polls that I put up was, what is more important in a relationship, good sex or good talks? So with that, I want to open up the floor to E. When it comes to a relationship, what would you say is more important, good sex or good talks?
Good sex, nigga. The fuck? No, I'm playing.
He's like, that black girl ain't teach you nothing, bro.
He said, nigga, that was me in the porno. Nigga, that was me.
I'm going to have to say, bro, good talks, because communication is probably number one in a relationship. Mm-hmm. So if you can have good talks, that could lead to some good-ass sex.
So, you know what if that pussy dry, though? What if that pussy dry?
Whoa,
not
pussy dry.
But like I said, them good ass talks would turn into some good ass sex.
KY, boy.
Hey, first of all, check it out. Listen,
sound like Jerry didn't run into some deserts.
No, listen, listen. No, this is the thing, right? Niggas will be lying if everybody on this call will be lying if they never said they ran into some pussy that just wasn't the wettest. Tell me I'm lying.
Listen, I remember one time when we were in high school and Jerry was... Hold on. Speaking of that, one time we was in high school and Jerry was talking about some, and we're gonna cut back to the conversation real quick, but just want to say this. We was in high school and Jerry talking about some, you hit so-and-so? I'm like, yeah, bro, her pussy wet like a slip and slide. Bro, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right. I digress. To get back to it though, E, you were saying good talks because it could lead to good sex, right?
Sure, because communication is key. So if you and your woman got an understanding, that's a turn on right there. Right. Especially if a nigga know how to communicate. Because what do you hear all the time? Man, you don't know how to communicate what you want. You don't know how to communicate this. Like, we need to work on our communication. So if the communication is A1. Mm-hmm. That's only gonna transpire into the relationship, and that's go for as sex. It goes, fucking friendship, all of that. It plays a part. So I have to say,
eventually you got to get out of the back rub stage and be able to tell your lady, "Hey, I'm trying to have sex tonight." 100%. Straight up. If you don't have that type of communication where you out here still doing let me rub her back and try to slide in.
Yeah,
and you got to be upfront, because you can't go so long and not doing something and then ask for something later, and it's like, bro, we never spoke about this and we've been doing this for a minute now, and all of a sudden, nigga, you talking about this? Mm-hmm. Where did this come from?
Right.
Communication is key. Mm-hmm. I like my dick sucked. So I'll be wanting that shit like 5 times a week.
I want that shit yesterday.
5 times a week. You know what I'm saying? If not 5 times a week, 2 times a day, 5 times a week.
She's like, wow, you have really high standards, Elon.
So that's like,
he's like, at least I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
So it's like yeah, if that's your steeds, that's what you will want. You know what I'm saying? You have to put that
right.
You have to put it out there.
Two times a week, 2 times a day, 5 times a week.
Jerry said, "My girl jaw gonna be hurting."
Like,
Dom, Dom's in the Matrix.
Dom looks like a leprechaun.
Dom's in the Matrix. D'Angelo Bars. D'Angelo Bars.
Dominique.
D'Angelo Bars.
That's how you know your friends don't really know you. My middle name is D'Angelo. To all those who don't know.
D'Angelo.
The fact that you got
Back in the day, my rap name was finna be D'Angel.
Oh shit!
Right.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
Okay.
That's
Oh
all
shit!
right.
D-Angel fighting D-Demons.
Let me go ahead and change my name.
That
Yeah, we don't want to talk about Ray over there.
And it's Raymond.
No, we leave it at Ray. We leave it at Ray.
We leave it at
Hey,
Ray.
you better not put that D in there, motherfucker. Oh shit! All right, so Jerry, you, Mr. I'm not a player.
Ladies
I just
man.
crush a lot.
Ladies man, Mr. Ladies man.
What do you think? What's more important, good sex or good talks?
Leave my man Super Coop alone.
He said I'm not Mr. Pootie Tang, but I beat the Pootie Tang up.
We just fucking restarted this nigga. He just put it
Oh shit! Maybe took off my bet now.
Listen, man.
All right. Enough Pootie Tang. All right.
All right, Jerry. So, what do you think?
All right, let's get it. Listen, I'm trying to go to bed for us.
All right. Jerry, what's more important? Good sex, good talks?
As for my own personal experience, as I'm older now, I think that better talks is more important.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was a young lad, I really didn't need to talk that much. It wasn't that important to me. I was more interested in better sex at that time.
That boy said, "I'm ready for that action."
So you was taking that beast mode approach, all about that action, coach.
It didn't take a lot when you was young.
Right.
Yeah.
There was no whining and dining back in the day.
What a time to be alive, huh?
Yeah. Dom, you married. What about you?
Communication's everything, man. Because without communication, you might not end up with sex. You might not end up with anything else. You might not end up with a happy relationship, really.
Yep.
You might not end up with a female.
If you can't talk to her, she for sure ain't gonna stay.
Big facts.
But she'll suck your dick if you don't talk to her.
Yeah.
Well, she can't talk with a dick in her mouth. So,
according to E, huh? Hey, bitch,
at
we
least
can
2
have all
to
these
5
good talks
times
you
out of the
want.
day, she needs to.
two times Monday through Friday.
2 times a day,
Ain't
5
no
times a
time a
week.
day.
She ain't gonna be able to talk.
So 14 times a week.
Jesus.
That's a lot.
Gosh,
It's
that
52
sounds like a
weeks.
lovely life. That
That's
sounds like a lovely life.
This sounds like a porno life. You are living a porn life.
You getting your knob slobbed on 728 times out the year.
This man E is in
This
his
supposed to be
studio
an
doing casting
inspirational
couches.
show for children.
Right.
And
E have him
we
walk
are
up to the
fucking that
door,
up.
casting couch.
I'm not. Nigga, let's make this clear. Now, would I turn that down? Hell no. Am I getting that? No. Would I like that? Yes. Yes. 2 times a day, 5 times a week, nigga. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
I'm not getting that. That's what I would love that. I would love that for sure.
So
Let's just
what?
make that clear, because this nigga over here like, you live in a porn star life, nigga. I'm jealous. Like,
But wait though, let me ask. What times would these be, right? Like in the morning before you cut, and then when you
in the
get
morning
back
before
to
I
the crib?
cut, and at nighttime, nigga. What you mean? In the morning before I cut, get my day started off the correct way, and then in my day, the correct way, nigga. What you mean?
I'm just asking. Just asking, Flynn.
Are you smoking a blunt or are you
A nigga,
not?
a nigga
hey.
might want to double up at night, heard me?
Hey, all I gotta say, you get some fire head on that morning wood, nigga. You feeling good?
I hate this nigga, bro.
What about you, Ron?
Communication.
Yeah, I think good sex is a bigger I'm fucking bullshitting. I can't even put it out there like that.
Come on. I was like, come on.
You want to know? You want to know why you can't? You want to know why you can't pick sex?
We can't work on that sex though.
You can't pick sex because every man has had to ghost a chick. So it don't matter how good that sex is. You can stop talking to a bitch.
Right, and that's the thing. I think is you know, you can get pussy, you know, from a whole lot of places. Shit, these days niggas is trying to give away pussy, huh? You heard that? But
I love how my man gave it.
Read between the lines on that one.
He said they out here tricking it off.
Read between the lines.
I love how my man's gave himself a head nod. I heard this nigga said a word and said, "I heard that."
You heard that one, huh? I know that. But you can get pussy anywhere these days. You feel me?
If patting myself on the back was a person, it'd be right there in that cap turned back.
Yeah, man.
Heard that, boy.
But for real though, I think with communication, it's difficult to find somebody that you can vibe with, right? I know for me in my situation, I like somebody who will listen. You know what I mean? Because I like to ramble, obviously, and my girl, she does a fantastic job of that, and there's nothing that I could substitute that for. You feel me? I think y'all hit the nail on the head, saying it's something that leads to better sex. It leads to an overall healthier relationship. You can work through things. One thing that came to mind is like how good communication, you know, even when you're like arguing, you know what I mean? How good communication can lead to like, so say you're in an argument with your girl and you're like, oh man, I fucking hate this bitch, and then she's like, oh, I really want to suck his dick right now, and you just like go to town. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's probably some of the best sex you gonna get, the wettest pussy you gonna get. She's like, oh, this is animalistic. But yeah, nah, I really do think communication is important. I had a couple people on the gram talking about some good sex is more important. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. That wouldn't have ended well. The second question, the second poll that I had on there was second poll I had was happiness. Happiness. Which is more important, your own happiness or your loved one's happiness? And before I pass this off to anybody, Jerry, I'll pass it to you first, since you over there like a goddamn racehorse. But I think like to preface it, before you have a responsibility for another human being's life, that might change the way you answer this question. So 3 of the 5 people here have kids. So Jerry, like I said, I want to start with you. Just a quick answer. You ain't got to go in depth, but which is more important, your own happiness or that of your loved ones?
Your own.
Your own?
He said that fast. Hold on.
Okay.
Elaborate, please.
But I want to get through everybody. So Ron, what do you think? Ron, what do you think? Ron.
Can I think about
it? I've never seen somebody think so deeply before. My bad, bro. That nigga said.
My nigga been in situations.
I thought he was frozen in time, bro.
He said, I really got to think about which family I fuck with.
Man, let me think. He said, let me think on this one for real. Hold on. This is a serious ass question.
Hold on.
My nigga's been in the public. You know what I'm saying? This nigga got to think on it.
I mean, essentially, it's your own, because even if it is your kids, you know what I'm saying, your kids are your happiness.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So therefore,
well, it's just your loved ones. Like, so that could be your parents.
I know,
be
but
your kids.
You said we were going to answer the question differently because we had.
Oh,
kids,
right.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So, E, what about you?
I'm gonna have to go with my happiness.
Dom?
I would say you have to put your happiness first, but still understand that every situation may you may need to put your happiness on a back burner.
Yeah.
But it also can create happiness for you, I guess, in the long run. Like, I know for a fact there are some arguments that it's just like, I know I'm right. I'm going to wait till we actually get to whatever we got to do. I'm going to be right. And I'm just not going to argue about it because I'm going to just bask in the glory of being right. Whereas you could argue the point and then your happiness is taken away. But you wanted to have that happiness of being right. It's called the need to be right. If you can take some of those things out of your life sometimes, you can give up your want of happiness, your thought of what is happy, and truly get happiness out of it.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well put.
Well put. Well put. I never...
He said Dr. Umar.
I know you were trying to be sincere there, buddy, but come on, man.
Hey, I'd break the school out. Y'all wouldn't just be sending me money. I'd make the school.
Yeah. So, the way that I think you guys answered that, maybe I phrased I kind of phrased it wrong, but I think what a trend that I see is, when you have kids, you understand the importance of your own happiness, right? You understand, and I would say that you, Dom, and even though you guys don't have human kids, y'all have dogs that I view my dog as my first child. You feel me? I learned a lot about myself by having a dog.
Why did I say that shit today?
That
bro?
I was responsible for.
Nigga. I was like, damn, bro, you damn near like a kid.
Yeah. But in the same way,
years.
It's not necessarily the same. However, it still works for the example. But for those people who I think are just, single, living for themselves, don't have, any responsibilities outside of themselves, for them, you would ask them what's more important, and they tend to say loved ones, right? But yeah, I just think I'm not sure if that comes from not having kids or not, but I just think when you have those kids, you really realize like those kids can't be happy if you're not happy. You feel me? You think that your kids' happiness depends on buying them things or, doing things for them. I don't find that to be the case. I think giving your children time and attention and patience is what leads to their happiness, but you can only do that if you yourself is happy. Right. So with that being said, I agree with all of
it. Sounds like what you're explaining is loving yourself and having like self-respect, self-esteem to where you're like, no, I understand that unless I'm whole, I cannot give 100 to someone else.
Right. That's 100% correct.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Huh?
For sure can't.
Can't pour from an empty cup?
For sure can't.
Yeah,
man, I like that one.
Haven't heard that.
Ain't heard it in a minute, but I like that one.
Yeah. All right. So let's keep this flowing into the next topic, which is the Simp Talk. Dom, I think that's what you brought up. If you want to go ahead and talk about that.
Well, there's a big thing going on in the manosphere right now up in YouTube. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about dudes simping. Mm-hmm. And to me, simping is, back in the day, we called them captains. They wore the capes. They was out here saving them. And a lot of simping today is like one guy who was a rich dude in South Africa took this chick out to Dubai. She asked him, like, if you want to be with me, you need to give me a company. He gave her 51% shares of the company, 51% ownership. And then she left, went back home without him and kept the company.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany Haddish comes up to Common, tells him, hey, if you want to marry me, I need an apartment complex. Like straight up. My name, apartment complex. I'm 40 years old. I'm probably not going to give you no kids, but hey, you better give me something.
Ain't she bald?
I haven't
he
seen
rock a shortcut.
What does that matter? What does that matter if she's bald?
I'm not talking short hair, my nigga. I'm talking.
No, she got short hair. No, she's short hair. She
did shave it off.
Yeah, she shaved her head like skin bald. She's looking like one of them chicks from Black Panther.
Yeah, there's some chicks that can rock that short hair look and still be cute. Because if you cute, you cute.
She got that Birdman tattoo a star on top of her head.
You need to keep your hair, ladies. You don't need to be taking that shit off.
Not that you better not play with me. Not that you better not play with me.
Everybody like a weave until it gets snatched off.
Keep my name out your mouth.
not to keep my name out your mouth cut.
And we talking about everybody. We know everybody wears weaves. Don't try to be that.
To that boy?
Oh, it's only black girls. No. We know.
No. She
Extensions, whatever the case.
Yeah, whatever y'all want to call them, it's a weave.
Additives that aren't
let's
natural.
Talk about this.
Let's
talk about that for just a quick second. Sorry, Dom. I don't mean to digress. I mean, I don't mean to like.
I have nothing wrong with short hair.
Get into it.
I got nothing wrong with short hair women.
You got nothing wrong with short hair women. Okay, I got you. But do you have a problem with women, like when their tracks are excessively showing?
Bro, your track should never be showing.
Don't y'all have a problem with that?
Why would you spend $150?
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I don't know who don't got a problem with dealing with a track.
I think the person who's track showing got a problem with their track showing. They just don't give a fuck in the moment.
Bruh, come on, bruh. I be seeing these bitches going wow, and I'm not even just talking like, you know how it'd be like layered, and not even just the tracks. Right? Okay, the tracks is one thing. Nobody wants to see the tracks. But I'm asking like when it's like layered, but you could clearly tell like this part of the head is hella poofy and then the rest is like hella straight, hella flat down. You know what I'm saying?
Silky.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Don't get me started, bro. Have you seen the lace front shit, bro? It just be makeup and in shit so that it'll look like it's part of their head.
Yes, Jerry, we are.
We're going down a rabbit hole, right? We're talking about their helmet of salvations.
Yes.
Damn, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's a rabbit hole for sure. I see
the
bunny ears.
At the end of the day, some women, a lot of women, not all, not majority, but a lot, are out here not looking their best because they feel like they don't need to impress and they just go into the store, whatever. Listen, bitch, you're not looking good.
Listen, bitch.
So I took the time to put on my fit.
All right. Hey, so this leads into a question that's been popping off all around the nation. So you rather her wear a bonnet out in you rather her wear a bonnet to the store or to wherever she got to go to hide them tracks?
Bitch, put a ball cap on like the rest of us.
Okay. Willie says ball cap, no bonnet. Jerry, do you have a problem with the bonnet in public? That's been a question.
I don't
Bonnets in public.
I don't necessarily think you should wear the bonnet in public. I think that you should put the hat on. If your shit ain't right, put the hat on.
Put a hat on.
Okay. Hey, Ron, a bonnet in public? Are you okay with a chick wearing bonnet in public? Or that's a no-go for you?
I'm not really too sure about the bonnet in public. Especially, like, most of the time they're wearing it at the fucking airport. So it's like...
Or to the grocery store, or to the liquor store.
Or to the gas station while they picking up their boats.
I just feel like it's no different than a nigga coming out with his do-rag on. Like it's really not.
I honestly feel like niggas shouldn't be wearing do-rags everywhere.
I don't think that's true because some niggas actually wear do-rags for style.
But I don't feel like niggas should be wearing do-rags like that for style.
This is the thing. But this is the thing. This is the difference to me. Women aren't wearing the bonnets for style. Women are wearing the bonnets.
They can say that though.
They're not. They're not saying that.
Yeah, I've never heard a woman say she's doing like that's her style. You feel me? Like I didn't see no bitches at the Met Gala wearing some goddamn bonnets.
She wore that bitch to sleep. She wore that hoe to sleep, or she's wearing it to protect her hairstyle, whatever the case may be, right? Whatever. Cool. Bet. A lot of niggas, and also men wear their do. I know I wear my do-rag for protecting my shit if I'm moving around, if I go to the gym, if I'm going to sleep. But also, hey, that shit might match my motherfucking fit.
Damn, my nigga Jerry said some men like to wear them as a style.
Jerry said, I'm accepting
I fall under that category.
Double standard.
I'm keeping it in a bug. I wear mine for protective style, but I also wear mine because nigga. It matches what I got going on.
This is what I will say. Ladies definitely have the option to wear that hair scarf, and that hair scarf is the style. So if you're wearing a bonnet, you probably just being lazy.
That scarf can look good too. You can tie the scarf to make
this is a man that's married to a black woman, and she don't ever come out with a bonnet. She come out with the hair scarf, if anything.
I feel like they're the same.
No. Have you seen a hair scarf, Ron?
Yeah.
Oh shit, my nigga black.
Blackout. Blackout.
My nigga got blacked raw. Oh shit. All right, let's take a quick break. Get into it. So California recall happened.
Sent his ass packing.
What?
What?
Nigga, did you see the results? What the fuck you talking about? Took his ass packing.
Larry Nelder.
Larry and Elder?
Larry Nelder got
his ass packing. Is this two people, or did you say Nelder, which is also incorrect?
I said Nelder.
This nigga said Larry and Elder. You guys are out of here.
Larry Nelder did not win. You are right. You are absolutely right.
Okay,
exactly.
So Larry Elder, yeah. Well, first off, what had to have happened was Gavin Newsom would have had to have lost in terms of the recall. Like, didn't
even make it.
People would have had to vote it. People would have had to vote him out, right? Essentially,
yeah. That
didn't happen. People wanted him to stay, so he stayed. However, had he,
I think it was people. I think it was people more not wanting
who was coming next. Okay,
versus
so you
giving up Newsom.
Right.
So let's say this. Let's say this. When we say you think it was people not wanting Elder, there were other Republicans that were running, and there were other Democrats that would have.
There was
been
another
able
Democrat. Kevin Patrick.
There would have been another Democrat. There was two actual Democrats that would have been eligible to run. So there were other options.
Yeah, that's true. So
it just became about him. Sorry.
That nigga sounded like he just stopped talking. But
I was waiting for somebody to respond.
No, so Gavin didn't get recalled, right? But if he would have been recalled, Larry would have been the winner. You know, he had the highest percentage of votes of all the rest of the candidates. Now, earlier when we was talking, somebody had mentioned, I think it was Dom mentioned, like, the lesser of two evils, right? People went for the lesser of two evils, similar to the 2016 presidential election between Trump and Hillary.
I was saying people were comparing it. So I talked to a lot of people about this because I was just like, well, this is what I see Newsom's running on. This is what he continues. Like, this is what he said his plans are in a continuance. I said same thing with Elder, and I compared them because I was like, these are the guys that I'm seeing on the news. And then I compared them with the other candidates, and I told people about them, and people were more stuck on, obviously, Newsom and Elder. And the most common sentiment was just, it's Trump all over again, and Trump and Hillary all over again.
Right. And that's kind of like a horrible way to approach something like that. Because I think what everybody was doing, I don't want to say what I think everybody was doing, but
they weren't thinking for themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point. You had, a lot of shit going on social media talking about how Larry Elder was a coon, he was not for black people, all this shit. When at the end of the day, despite any of that shit, Gavin Newsom remains, right? And what is Gavin Newsom's track record? You know what I'm saying? Like, what has he done most specifically over the course of the last 2 years?
My boy E said he don't care about none of that. He don't fuck with the way Elder was talking. He said he wasn't black enough for him.
Well, I mean, you don't, okay, but hold on. Do we think, everybody here, do we think that Gavin Newsom should have stayed in office? Do y'all think that Gavin Newsom should stay in office?
out of the candidates that was presented.
No, not the candidates. Don't compare the other candidates. Just say, do you think that Gavin Newsom should still be in office today, based on his track record?
Based on what he said he will run on in the next election, no.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, should he stay in office based on his track record thus far?
I would have to say
I'd have to look at his actual response
in depth.
track record.
I have to look at it in depth.
So let me ask you this question. Is the California that you're living in today the same as the California you were living in 5 years ago?
So I can't honestly answer that because I wasn't in the same position 5 years ago to be looking at California the way I am now. I didn't give a fuck about elections and all that shit.
No, you didn't. But what are you guys allowed to do right now? Right? You guys aren't currently on a lockdown, but you guys a couple months not long.
You're talking about COVID. Gotcha.
I'm talking about COVID right now specifically. The response to COVID. Have y'all lived the same lives over the course of the last 2 to 5 years that you were living prior to that?
No.
Nowhere close.
And would you say that it's been getting progressively worse over the course of that time, or progressively better? Because it's unlikely to have stayed the same.
Since
Corona happened, it's gotten a little better. Since when we was on first lockdown, since we were on lockdown, yes, it's better now than it was when we first in March, April, May of 2020. This 2 years later or 1 year later is better.
Are there any things that you guys are doing right now, such as if you got a job, do you have to get mandatory tested when you come to work, or a vaccine that you may or may not want to get? Is there anything that's going on right now that wasn't happening just a couple years ago?
Yes, a whole bunch of shit going on.
Right. And do you think that that's better than what it was prior to?
Well, I said since COVID, but since before that, no, I liked all the shit before COVID came. Pre-COVID life was dope.
Right. So that's what I'm getting at. Since COVID happened, right? Since all this shit's been transpiring,
I need that soundbite. Pre-COVID life is dope. We got to make that a soundbite. Go ahead, Willie. Finish.
So, essentially, what I'm getting at is like, since COVID struck, shit's been getting worse in California, right? Not only that, housing prices have been getting more expensive. People been losing their jobs. Homelessness has gotten worse. Like, you name it, in California, it's gotten worse. And like I said, this happened following COVID, right? Because what did COVID do? Took people out of work, all this, that, and the third. The man was caught, Gavin Newsom, I'm saying, was at the French Laundry with his lobbyist friend for their birthday while they had lockdown and social distancing mandates and all this shit in place. So he's just above that. This is prior to there being any vaccines. This is in 2020. This is when shit was really at its peak, right? Over time, we've kind of just been like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We're going to live with it. Or I should say most different states have. But so it's like, when you see that, doesn't that make you say, like, bro, I don't think you fit for the job? You feel me? I don't think, like, if your boss was telling you, Jerry, hey, Jerry, I need you to be here every single day at 8 o'clock. If you're not here at 8 o'clock, if you come in at 8 o'clock in 1 second, you're going to get written up. And if you get written up 2 times, 3 times, you're out of here. You're fired, right? Imagine your boss telling you that. Meanwhile, your boss is also supposed to be in at 7:30, so then that way he'll know if you're even in at 8 o'clock. This nigga's arriving at 9 o'clock, right? So you're like, yo, how do you even know if I'm here or not? You're not even showing up. You're not even doing what you're supposed to be doing. So how am I supposed to follow your instruction when you're not even abiding by what you're supposed to be doing? Doesn't that make you feel some type of way? Wouldn't that make you feel some type of way?
Bitch ass boss.
Yeah, if you were super invested in what that boss said or what that
100%.
leader said, if you were invested in what they said and they were doing the opposite of that, yeah, you would. But if you never gave a fuck, then you might be like.
But a lot of governors have been doing that these past few years. A lot of governors.
Like who?
Like the one from Texas.
What did he do?
When he was like, everybody should stay in, this nigga ended up in Mexico. And then tried to, you know what I'm saying? And tried to lie about it. You know?
It was Ted Cruz. But even regardless of that, because if you look at what happened,
Politicians are corrupt.
well, if you look at what happened,
Facts.
he left the country, right? It wasn't for COVID. I don't remember exactly. If somebody could look it up, Ted Cruz, Mexico trip. Look up Ted Cruz Mexico trip. And
I think it was when the pipes bust. I think it was the weather storm.
it was the weather. That's exactly what it was. It was during the weather. So there you go. You conflated two things. But what I'm getting at is,
Hey, hold on.
You like, hold on, nigga. You ain't gonna just say I conflated it.
he did.
Like, the nigga left, bruh. He did. He left. I said he left, and he left. It
That
didn't
nigga
matter
got
if it was a
confused. He
storm or
said, "What
anything.
did you say?
He left.
Could who?"
Hey, you're not finna talk to me like that, buddy. Nah, but finish going in.
So but that was besides the point. What I'm getting at is that this guy is a hypocrite, right? Not only that, he's damn near as corrupt as they come. I mean, just from the standpoint that he's
Jeez,
like,
damn, bro, you said he's as corrupt as they come.
That's pretty
I
tough.
need to hear this.
I need to hear these.
I mean, when you, like I said, when you force people into their homes, out of their jobs, to not be able to pay for their shit, kids can't go to school, parents are working at home having to take care of their kids, and what you're doing is out there bullshitting, bruh, that's a problem in my view. You feel me? Maybe none of y'all lost y'all jobs during COVID, but I know people who did, and I also lost my shit. You feel me? Now, I'm well off. I was well off after that, so it didn't affect me as badly. But for other people, they weren't in my situation. So I can only imagine how that may have felt to have done that, and then it's a slap to the face because these people are relying on unemployment because they can't go get another job because everything's shut down. And then when you realize that, oh, this thing is not as bad as what we thought it was, let's go ahead and open up the cut. Oh, no, actually, we're going to go ahead and go into a further lockdown. We're going to further increase those mandates. And you can't have your shit.
Do you think
back.
they honestly got to a point where they said, oh, this isn't as bad as we think it is? Or do you think every state was like, we kind of don't know what's going up because nobody's giving us clear instructions?
I think every state was given the opportunity to do what they make their own decisions, right? Donald Trump at the time gave all the governors their own authority to do whatever they wanted to do. And what I think that did was that shone a light on who are the people in power, because those mask mandates are in place. All that shit's in place. The lockdowns and shit. And old girl Nancy Pelosi at the barbershop in San Francisco, right? Chick loses her barbershop. Who's I think I heard recently that Gavin Newsom is Nancy Pelosi's like pseudo nephew or something like that, or like something like that. Like they have a relationship of some sort. Kamala Harris, corrupt as fuck. Same thing. All these people that are running the state, they're not good. And he's the head of the state. He's the, you feel me? So I don't know. I think the least California could have done was get that guy out of there, because it's fucking horrible. I mean, y'all live in the Bay Area. You know what San Francisco
If you get a
looks
guy out
like.
of there, the person who was coming in, but they'd have less than a year essentially to do what?
You said they would have less than a year to do what?
Yeah, essentially do what? Because they can't change nothing. They're literally just be getting ready to run a campaign for the next coming election.
Well,
We
coming
did that
next year.
recall shit.
Yeah.
We did that recall shit, and we got Arnold Schwarzenegger, bro.
Schwarzenegger, not sports and wagers.
Technically, that was what Larry Elder would have been, because Larry Elder is a talk show host and a TV personality.
Hey, is that what happened with Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, it was a recall.
Jim
and
Gray.
They voted in
or not
Arnold.
Jim Gray, Gray Davis or something like that.
Hey, say what's his last name, Willie? Say it for the fans.
Schwarzenegger.
Hey, I forgot that he was governor. Damn, that's crazy.
And then that's what happened with him. And then all of a sudden he started taking niggas lunches, and niggas was like, "Where the fuck the food going? where the hot Cheetos? The regular ones? Where's the nacho cheese?
Oh, he wanted to put the healthy food in the.
Where's the nachos? Schwarzenegger really messed it up for Republican candidates because he was supposed to come in and really be nice governor, and they was like, "Oh no, I'm all about money." Don't get it fucked up. I don't care about these businesses really surviving. I just want to tax and get my shit off. Whatever I'm into.
Hey, what party was he?
He was Republican, but it did. His party line didn't matter. Schwarzenegger was for himself. He didn't care about all the party line shit. He was like, whatever businesses I fuck with.
I'm Arnold, nigga.
That's what,
Mr. Olympia. Mr. Olympia,
that was, because he kind of fucked that up. That's when you get a nigga like Gavin Newsom, who people are like, oh, let's get a Democrat in there. He'll be good. And then he over here doing slick shit and nobody checking him on it.
Like
that's when obesity got a light sign on it.
Shit, bro. What's going on?
That's when.
Well, you know, the wildfires is because of the citizens. That ain't Gavin Newsom's fault. The citizens wanted environmental protection laws to where you can't cut down shit. That started back in 2012.
Doesn't he have?
He doesn't have authority to overwrite votes. No.
Huh?
He doesn't have the authority to overwrite people's votes when they vote in a law.
No, but he can enact an executive order that says, "Hey, we have fucking wildfires that are being stemmed from our lack of maintenance of our forests and shit. We need to do something about this." Doesn't he have that power?
He did, and that's why he made PG&E start cutting back and doing all that shit.
Oh, yeah, see?
But it wasn't until the fires actually happened that they started doing that. But the thing before, niggas said,
but you just
firefighters had said back in the day, y'all need to stop doing this. Y'all want to save the trees and all this, but y'all gonna burn your houses down. But nobody listened.
I'm just saying. I think Gavin Newsom's a poor governor. I don't think that he's good at all.
I think you just don't like the guy.
No, look. That's what I'm saying. Anybody can look up his track record. You feel me? Anybody can look up his track record. Do y'all have? Listen, let me ask you this question. How easy is it for you guys to go out and get a gun right now if you wanted to?
Not hard.
Not hard. Not easy. Which one is it?
I was about to say it's not hard.
What does the process look like?
You would just go to a gun store, take a test, get your gun license, and then you can buy a gun at that gun store.
How long will it take for you to get that gun?
Depends on your own history and how what's county, and counties have different regulations on it.
Spitball a time estimate for me.
10 days.
It shouldn't take more than 10 days.
God damn, that's crazy. You know, old boy out here, Greg Abbott, just enacted that shit for all you got to do is have your driver's license. You can walk into a gun store and pick up a gun today.
I'm okay with niggas getting background checks before they get guns.
Really?
There's people who don't need guns.
I'm definitely
okay, but a background check doesn't take 10 days. A background check is instant.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't know the exact days. I just said 10 because Jerry said it.
It's 10 days.
Don't get me out here quoting how many days.
Whatever.
It's 10 days. If you don't have your license, when you go get your license, you go get a gun, you pay for the gun, you can go get it 10 days later.
But y'all think that should be the case? You think it should take 10 days to get a gun?
Yeah, I think a nigga got to plan. I think a nigga got to plan it out if he gonna rob me. You got 10 days to think about it.
Okay, but what about if you need to protect your family?
Then you better find a different way to get a gun.
So you're gonna try to protect your family through illegal means?
It doesn't have to be illegal.
Find a different way. You can
buy guns legally and bring them into California,
huh?
And get them registered. You can buy guns legally and bring them into California and have them registered.
No, what I'm
like, wait, why do you pause like that?
Because
like,
I was reading.
Nigga.
I was reading.
Oh,
something.
my bad.
No. So what I'm saying is you're talking about you got to go out of state to go get a gun to then bring it back. But I'm talking about protect your family. Like there's an imminent threat to you and your family's lives, right? And you need some protection. You think you got 10 days to wait?
Well, if you have an imminent threat to your family's life right then and there, you ain't got no time to do anything if you ain't got the gun then.
No. I'm saying you have an imminent threat in that you have something that's like you have a reason to be paranoid, right? Not that somebody's knocking on your door right now, but I'm saying you have a reason to be paranoid that somebody may be after you and you feel the need to protect yourself, right? And you want to go get a gun, but it's going to take you 10 days. Do you think that that's an appropriate timeline if you say, yo, I need a gun and I need it now type of thing? Do you think that that's appropriate to have to wait any amount of time? If you're a law-abiding citizen?
No, maybe there could be reform on that. Yes.
Okay.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
But
they're not going to do that though.
For people who could be pieces of shit and they do a background check and find out that you're a piece of shit, then we need background
no, but
checks.
I'm not. But yeah, and those aren't the people. Those are those are just the one. Like that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
just want to hear that he's right in a sense.
No,
bro.
I'm not trying to hear that
bro.
I'm right. No, because what I'm trying to get you guys to do is understand.
You definitely made a scenario where I had to damn near say you.
Yeah, 100%.
Like there's an imminent threat, nigga. But
sure,
you got a day to think about it.
Sure, but wouldn't it be the same thing
shit.
if we was talking about abortion and we was talking about like trying to get a baby?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right,
I was just going to East Point.
Yeah, so to get to try to get through it quickly. I think when we consider the fact that it's our Second Amendment right, so important, it's our Second Amendment right, but you
right
have
to
go
bear arms,
huh?
The right to bear arms,
the right to bear arms, the fact that you can't exercise that right, like when you choose to, right? Like you can't carry a gun. Y'all can't carry guns out in public. You can't just
you'd
go
have to
and
get a
purchase
concealed carry license.
You have to go get a carry license though. That's the thing. I don't have to do that. I just need a driver's license. You see what I'm saying? I can take my driver's license, go buy a gun, put that bitch, conceal that thing, and I'm good. Like those are your rights.
Do you have a gun?
That's American.
Do you have a gun though?
I do have guns.
Do you walk around with them bitches on your hip?
Sometimes. You never know when you might need something, right? What's the purpose of the gun if the gun's just going to be hidden away at home? Right? What happened if there's an imminent threat to you or your family, but your gun's at home? Better yet, you can't purchase that gun. That's what I'm trying to, So
what if a person's got a mental illness or something and they think, oh shit, there's imminent threats all around me, and now they got a gun? Because they can just go with their license.
As long as they're a law-abiding citizen, so long as they're a law-abiding citizen, they are free to have a gun. That's it. Because guess what? If the entire society has guns, we're all armed, right? If somebody has a gun and they're fucking crazy off the wall and they come out trying to, do some school shooting, how many of them things is going to get nipped in the bud when everybody has a gun and can just single file on this nigga, pop, 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 you're done. You feel me? You're less likely to try it because it's not likely to go how you plan it to go. But in a place where nobody can have guns, where you don't have to fear the fact that someone's going to shoot back at you, you're going to unload, you feel me? In a school, in a church, at a movie theater. Something to consider.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying.
I think either way, though, as an imminent threat, if you ain't ready, you ain't ready. So we can hypothetically talk, but if a motherfucker catch you at school, catch you at the grocery store, you got your gun on you, all the shit, and he blasts before you blast, your ass is grass.
I mean, if you, but the difference is that like whether there's an
don't go
immediate
around
threat or
here
not,
feeling like you Rambo now.
right?
Just 'cause
Whether
you got
there's
a gun
an
on your hip.
immediate threat or not, the fact that you have to like the fact that you can't just prepare yourself ahead of time. Like you could like you guys said, go through all those steps, get a license to carry, all these things, this, that, and the third, right? But if you're just like, yo, I need to move fast, you feel me? I need to get it right now today. Just because, not even I need to, I just want to. This is when I want it. I want it now. You feel me? Can't tell you when you could go buy a soda pop, but they can tell you when you can buy a gun. But, yeah, we got away from the California recall shit, but
I think we started blaming Newsom for the fact that we can't buy guns.
Guns in America.
well, Larry Elder would have helped y'all get them things back.
Nigga, Larry Elder was over here talking about we don't need no more public schools. We don't need no more health insurance. I was like, damn, bruh. You're just going to give away all the shit.
So
niggas is click-clacking, huh? That's what we doing? That's what we doing?
You got to keep it on you, man.
Public schools and what'd you say? Public schools and
one of his talking points was taking away health insurance.
Health insurance.
To do what with it?
He was just like, open market. They'll figure it out. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
You better be able to afford what's out there. If you can't afford it, you're just gonna be stuck.
What else was he talking about? No public schools, you said?
Yeah, he said people would get vouchers from the government, and I guess depending on how much money you made or whatever your taxes that you paid, that's how you. Yeah, nigga, it was getting wild. I was like, damn, bro, it's interesting. I want to see how you'd get that shit implemented, but this is the thing that killed me with him. They had 3 debates for Republican governor. He didn't go to any of them. When they asked him on the news, because I watched a couple of his videos and was just like, let me just hear him talk about everything. And he was just like, every time they asked him about policy, he was just like, this is what I'm thinking about doing. And then they go, oh, okay, how would you do it? We don't need to get into that right now. Let's talk about this. Like, he's very good at just like keeping a conversation flowing the way he, like, you could tell this motherfucker's been on TV for a good minute. He knows how to talk all the shit, you know? So it was just like, damn, he would have been an influential person for sure. But people wasn't fucking with it.
That seems pretty tough to say. No public school.
Was you fucking with it, huh? Was you fucking with it?
I wouldn't have voted for him personally. I was going to vote for Kevin.
Okay.
When Kevin was talking about the actual policies he was running on, he would actually give like, no, this is how I would do it. This is how much it would cost. And I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker got numbers. Hold on. He ain't just talking.
Yeah.
He did some research.
Yeah.
So
if you go on Larry Elder's page, it's still up there for anybody watching. He taught all his talking points and shit. It's all up there.
So Jerry, you repeated public school, take away public school a couple times. You don't like that idea?
I think that's just, based upon what Dom said, what's the rest of it, Dom? Oh, depending on how much money you made, then you would be able to go to school or not?
You would have a voucher for what type of schools you would be able to afford, essentially.
So there will be there's already a difference in schools.
Yeah, because he said basically instead of having public schools, everybody would come a charter school.
Mm-hmm.
So school will still be in place.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, okay.
It would just cost.
So Betsy DeVos, who was the education secretary,
to send your kid to school will cost money.
She changed New York's education laws to where like damn near everybody was a private school. And they was charging out the ass essentially to, because people could afford it out there. And if you couldn't afford it, you just went to a shit school.
Nah, I'm not down for that. That's dumb. I don't like that.
Okay.
But I mean, you never know. It could have worked out to where he gave enough to all the schools at least have some type of equity. But he was talking about he didn't really believe in equity like that.
Schools are already fucked up. Schools are already fucked up in the hood. What you mean?
Yeah, he was like, I don't like the equity system that they're trying to make in schools. He said systemic racism isn't a thing, so we shouldn't be teaching about like different parts of the history books, and we should just leave those in the past. I was like, oh shit. Okay. You different. You
You
different.
see, he said he wasn't going to vote for.
Let Willie speak. He over there blowing lip. Let Willie speak. He over there blowing lip. Let Willie speak. I want to hear what this man has to say.
I'm just so I would like to know, because obviously y'all know I like using analogies. You feel me, to kind of get my points across. So which would y'all prefer? Would y'all prefer to have private transportation or public transportation?
Depends on if you can afford it.
No,
anybody
that's
will
not
want
the
private.
question. That's not the question I asked.
Anybody will want to go private if they can afford it.
Okay, there you go. Okay, you just answered my question. That's all I want to know. If you, all things equal, which would you prefer, private or public transportation? You guys, I would all assume, would say private. You all want your own means to be able to get to and from where you got to go on your time when you choose to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, public school, right? Do you, as an individual, have as a parent, I should say, do y'all have any input into what your child learns about?
No.
Technically, yes.
Really?
You can go to school board meetings. You can go to district meetings. You could advocate for what you want, but people don't do that shit.
Okay. You could advocate for what you want. You could go to these meetings, right? You could do that, but you have to do what? There has to be a vote, has to get approved, has to go through a board, right? Those are all things that you have to do through public school in order to, and that's assuming everything goes right. But with a private school, you get to choose what your child learns.
Mm-hmm.
There's no the public school guidance counselor gets to choose what your child learns. No. In a private school, you choose. So, in my view, I would prefer to send my children to private school than to send them to public school. Would y'all?
If I could afford it, for sure.
Okay, but that's all things being equal. Would you rather send your child to private school or public school?
Based on the system we have right now, yeah. All things being equal.
Okay, cool. What Larry Elder's saying with a voucher is that we're going to make schools privatized. We're going to allow the free market to decide what is a good school and what is a bad school. When you live in Manteca, right, and there are 3 high schools available, you have to go to the high school that's in your area. So that means if your parents don't make very good money and you live in the shitty side of the town, you got to go to the shitty school. Whereas if you live in the nicer part of the town, you get to go to the nicer school, right? Manteca schools aren't horrible, but there's a vast difference between them. Would you guys agree? There's a difference between Manteca High and Sierra.
Yes, but is that based on a system that could be taken away just because we have a voucher and privatized? Or is that based on mismanagement of money? You're not giving all schools the equal amount of money.
Well, no, that's the thing, is that it's based on property taxes, right? Where you pay your property taxes, like out here in Texas, we pay higher property taxes in our area. Those property taxes go to like the school district. That's how the school district gets money. So in areas where they have higher property taxes, the school they have ISDs, independent school districts out here. Based on where you're at, your ISD would get more money, therefore be a better school. That's just the public schools. But for the private schools, you as an individual is paying for your child's education directly, right? And the problem is in a place like California where you have to pay taxes, you're required to pay taxes. Now they're going to make you go to that public school where you're paying your taxes. But if you wanted to send your child to a private school, you would still have to pay your taxes, right? It could be a tax write-off to send your kids to school. I'm pretty sure it could be. But nonetheless, you still have to pay taxes in order for your kid to not go to that private school.
Yeah.
Point of what I'm saying is that private schools are better than public schools. And with Larry Elder's voucher idea is that I as the individual, if I only make, me and my family, we make $60,000 a year. But to send my kid to a private school, it's going to cost $20,000 a year. All I can afford, if you're 60,000 and under, you get a voucher for, what did I say, 20,000 to send your kid? You get a voucher for $19,000 a year, right? Let's just assume something like that. You get $19,000 a year. So all you got to pay is $1,000 out of your $60,000 annual income for your child to go to a private school of your choice. Wouldn't that be better than sending your kid to the public school that's in your immediate area that may or may not be a good school?
For the record, on Larry Elder's site, he does not say that though.
Say that.
You're saying
That's
that because that makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
What does Larry Elder's voucher for charter schools say?
That's what I'm saying. The nigga doesn't go into detail on anything.
Okay, but
on
that's
his actual.
Where are you getting this information?
Because
you're saying that
this
because
information.
you're saying it's a smart idea.
Where are you getting this information? Pull it up.
Okay. Just the same like how you said Kevin Paffrath has numbers, right? Just like he like in his 20-point plan, he says that he wants to create future schools, right? Based on what? Based on what?
Then he goes into the details of this is how
ideas
it costs. This is how I
sure,
would
but that's
tax.
what I'm trying to tell you. What a
Larry
voucher.
Elder, on the other hand, just says, "This is what I'm going to do." Talking points. So when you are asked to explain it, he doesn't explain. That's why I'm saying you're explaining how it would
That's why we
work.
want to know
But
where
that's what you would do.
Right.
That's what if Willie as governor would do. Larry Elder did not say that.
But that's what I'm trying to
Tavion,
say
can you
is
pull up
that
this
Larry
information,
Elder's
please?
voucher,
Also, you don't have to stay in your own district where you live at over here. Like,
do you have to have a different address, Ron?
Huh?
Do you have to have an address that matches the area that you're in?
I didn't because I live in the Manteca High area and I was supposed to go to Manteca High and I went to Sierra. All I had to do was just fill out paperwork.
What?
I didn't have to say.
Yeah,
that I lived
it's
in
open enrollment, buddy.
There's not open enrollment. In
Oh,
Manteca?
Willie look like he just smelled some shit.
There is not open enrollment.
There's definitely open enrollment when we were in high school.
Nigga, no, that's not true. If you live in the Manteca High School District area, not school district, if you live in the Manteca High area, you go to Manteca High. If you live within a certain zip code.
So Ron, where did you live?
Ron filled out paperwork for what? What did you fill out paperwork?
To go to
No,
Sierra.
what was the paperwork though? What did it say on that paperwork?
I don't know. My mom.
How would that nigga know?
But we didn't lie about our address. If that's what you're trying to get at, no.
I'm just curious to know what this paperwork was, if you could speak to it.
Oh, nah, nigga, don't ask him for his facts now, nigga. You ain't bring up your papers. Don't ask that nigga for his papers.
What do you mean, bro? Go look it up. Is Manteca High? Is Manteca's? Anyways, we're getting away from the point of what what we're talking about. Larry Elder saying vouchers for charter school is saying what I just said.
Is that a fact?
Look up housing. Look up.
I don't understand how you go and explain out an idea that a person said as a talking point makes that person saying that talking point. That's
Because
like
I'm
me
saying,
saying,
don't
well,
you think
Newsom
that
said,
idea has been-
hold on. That's like me saying when Newsom said, I'm going to take all these homeless off the street. Well, yeah, this is how Newsom would do it. He would do it this way, and I give a good ass plan. Well, Newsom didn't say that shit. He just said he was going to take them off the street. Is that not the same?
No, it's not, because the idea
Okay,
of a
you're right.
voucher for a charter school has already been established. It's not a new idea. It's not like Larry Elder came up with this idea. A future school like Kevin Paffrath came up with, that's a new idea. That's his own original idea. Larry Elder is not trying to do anything new. He's trying to do tried and true ways. Hey, let's get our kids better education. Send them to a fucking charter school. Charter schools can use vouchers. You don't have to necessarily have a fucking an income.
You're not going to win.
Well, for the record, Larry Elder said he will not
You're not
be running.
going to win, Dom.
And Larry Elder said he will not be running in 2022. So I guess this may be the last that we hear of Larry Elder running for governor.
Perhaps, yeah.
He got tired of hearing coon.
These niggas just calling me coon. I'm from the hood. He says that on one of his things on his website. He was like, the Democrats is out here painting me as a evil person. I'm from the hood.
What I just find fascinating is this: the people that think deeply about things are always given like the label of like coon, right?
Yeah, because he actually, if you look at his track record as a human being, he's very successful. Very successful.
I challenge you guys to look up where Gavin Newsom gets his shit from, where he comes from as his background. I would encourage whoever's watching this and even y'all to look up him. Like you just said, Dom,
and the
Larry Elder has
Nancy
a pretty
Pelosi.
good track record, huh?
Yeah, Gavin Newsom and his links to Nancy Pelosi.
All the shit.
You'll go down a good rabbit hole.
Yeah, but regardless of that, I think like I said, I've been called a coon. Jerry was there when I was called a coon.
Damn, bro, what?
Jerry was there.
That is offensive as fuck.
Jerry was there when I was called a coon because I held views that differed from those of the people who I was having a conversation with. And the problem with that is that when you do that, when you label somebody that or snicker when somebody says some shit like that and you don't take in the information, then you remain ignorant, right? Mm-hmm. We on the ignorant intellect. Half of that is ignorance. Half of that shit is intellect. And when you combine the two, we all know that we ignorant. We all know that we have our shortcomings in what we understand and what we know, right? But it's the ones that choose to question those things or think more deeply about it that end up typically coming out on top. It's the ones that are just like, oh, well, it's the way that it's been done and everybody else does it and all my friends think of it this way, so let's just keep doing it this way. Y'all motherfuckers gonna get left behind. I'm telling y'all that right now. There's a reason why niggas start changing. You feel me? I said it the other day on my story. Niggas want change, but too afraid to change. You feel me? And if you keep doing what you always been doing, you're never gonna do that. So that's my advice.
Gym. Bam.
That's my advice. But niggas don't want to hear that because I'm coon.
Coming in hot.
That boy Willie said somebody called me a coon one time.
Yeah.
He definitely called that nigga a coon.
Do you remember what the conversation was about?
It was about racism for sure.
About racism.
Oh, this was another black person just out of nowhere.
It was definitely another black person listening to Willie talk about racism, and the individual was like, man, you hear this coon ass nigga?
Just out of nowhere.
Oh no.
Just out of nowhere.
Is one of Jerry's homies too.
Damn, he didn't drop the.
He's an associate. I know the nigga.
Did Willie say it was a choice?
I want to know what the conversation was.
No, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what Willie said. I don't know exactly what
Willie said. What made that brother
said,
call another brother?
Willie was
like,
saying,
I gotta think of what would make me call somebody. You know how deep.
Saying, this is the thing. Willie was saying something to the extent of racism was a business. It was a business decision. I specifically remember him saying something to the effect of racism was a business decision, and it wasn't fueled by hate or some shit like that. Something to that effect. Something in that realm. And the nigga was like, and then the homie was like, nah, what you mean this, that, and the third? And then Willie gave him an example. And he was like, man, you hear this cool ass nigga?
It was just done with Willie. I listened to your explanation. And it just confirmed what I thought I heard.
And niggas got their ears open, but ain't nothing entering.
Shit.
Trying to tell you, man. And it's funny too. Like, I'm not gonna get into that. That's not. I'm above that type of shit.
Hit him though.
No.
Hey. I love when Willie get off. Like we had an incident where recently somebody was pressing his buttons and it was like he didn't want to hop off the leash, but then she edit that part. But then,
yeah, bro. I knew I was like,
this
bro,
nigga E don't know.
Yeah, look,
hey,
niggas don't know how to talk.
Too much alcohol.
This nigga, that nigga didn't want to get off the leash, but was irked to the point he hopped off the leash, and all I could remember saying in my head was, "Get him."
You done fucked up now.
And my nigga went in, yo, and I was in enjoyment, yo. I was in enjoyment of witnessing.
So is your DNA all black, bitch? Or what? Whatever he said. So what about the DNA then, huh? Talk to me about the DNA.
Yo, I love when my nigga get off, bro, and I love when it's irked though, because he could do it just off the smoothness of just, you know what I'm saying, just letting you know, or he can get irked, and then it's gonna go in, and then when he goes in, I love to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, we definitely we can definitely go into this a little bit more on the next one, because y'all know me. Y'all know this. Like I said, this is the reason we started the podcast, man. This is the whole reason I entitled it the way it is, The Ignorant Intellect. I just want to start conversations. I want to like have somebody's mind be blown off some shit that I say, like, damn, for real? That I didn't even know that was the case. Like, if I could do that once an episode for somebody that's watching it, that would be amazing. You feel me? And within that, I want people to be like, yo, this nigga's a fucking idiot. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Yo, hey, bruh, nigga, you don't know shit. Okay, cool. Let's debate about it. Let's have a conversation. Educate me.
Let's debate.
Type them comments. Them comments.
So,
like, subscribe.
This nigga just jump in the motherfucking gun, Jerry. Jerry, goddamn it.
Hit that thumbs up button real quick for me. Hit that like and subscribe before you walk out real quick. Hit
that nigga trying to get off. That boy is trying to get out of here. Yeah, let's do it. So, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed another episode of The Ignorant Intellect. If you did enjoy this, please be sure to like, subscribe. What is it? Hit the notification bell. What else, Jerry? Comment.
Fucking
all that shit.
Leave us a tip.
all that.
Throw a little something in the super chat. And
if you're looking for premium CBD hemp products, go ahead and stop by hempforsale.store. You can find the IG at hemp4 sale.store. Again, for your premium CBD and hemp products.
Damn, my nigga threw the premium on it this
Premium.
time. He ain't playing with that shit no more.
We'd like to thank our sponsors at YouTube for allowing us to upload and allowing us to gain our views. Thank you, YouTube. But now we need some more sponsors that want to throw us some money for our show. So if you're looking to sponsor some young brothers that's talking about some good stuff, go ahead and hit our email at theignorantintellect@gmail.com. And we will go ahead and get back to you within 48 hours. And we are definitely accepting business plans and business propositions and ultimately business relationships.
This nigga's just using any word behind business that he can.
So if you're looking to sponsor, if you're looking for some young and upcoming talent that's on the rise that you would like to sponsor, we are open for sponsorships at this point. Thank you.
Look, and if you got sponsors. A music video where you need a cameo, my nigga knows how to throw on that motherfucking acting skill. Yeah, you know what I mean,
I'm also available for that as well. I have multiple talents.
Look, they don't call this nigga Super Coop for nothing. But with that, we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. Again, we appreciate y'all. Be sure to tune in for the next one. Catch you.